Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'd like to call this meeting of the Brick Township Council to order. Madam Clerk?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on February 8, 2019. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the township website.
Thank you. At this time, if everyone would kindly silence or turn off your cell phones, and Madam Clerk, if you'd send around a basket for council cell phones, I'd appreciate it. Yeah. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Here.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilman Mumolo.
Here.
Councilman Halloran.
Here.
Vice President Crate.
Here.
President Zepsic.
Here.
Thank you.
Would everyone please stand for a flag salute and a moment of silence?
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please accept and file the reports of municipal officers?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the October 22nd meeting?
motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Mumolo, second by Councilwoman Pontorero. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Zepsic.
Yes.
Thank you.
This time, I would like to invite Vice President Crate to join Mayor Ducey at the podium to recognize our Students of the Month.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We'd like to take a little bit of time each month to recognize the Students of the Month for both Brick Township High School and Brick Memorial and congratulate them on receiving this honor. I would like to call up the students from Brick Memorial High School first. So when we call you up, if you would like to come up, love to have you. For grade 9, we have Devonte Noriega. For grade 10, we have Paul Mazzio, Michael Awusu, sorry, that's wrong, and Juliana Orlando. For grade 11, we have Ryan Novellano and Nicholas Sanchez. For grade 12, we have Daniel Gerard and Stephanie Malukowicz.
No, I know. It should have a thing in the back. Should be in the center. Okay, great.
Sorry about that. Oh no, I'm sorry, I got it. And the students from Brick Township High School for grade 9, we have Alyssa Nelson. Rose Myers for grade 10. For grade 11, we have Christopher Kniss. And for grade 12, Marissa Romano.
Alrighty, we are now on to the consent agenda. Please be advised that Resolution 416 is off the agenda and will not be considered for tonight. Madam Clerk.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 41.
Authorize budget appropriation transfers.
Thank you. Mrs. Bergen?
Hi, this resolution authorizes budget appropriation transfers as needed for year end. These transfers do not increase our overall municipal budget in any way. We are moving unexpended funds from one account to another.
Thank you. Resolution 42.
Authorize transfer into dedicated trust fund.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes transfer of funds into the dedicated account for accumulated absence liabilities. It is standard year-end practice to transfer funds in from the accumulated leave compensation line item to the trust fund to have available for retirements and any other accumulated absence liabilities.
Thank you. Resolution 43.
Authorize insertion of Chapter 159 Green Acres Grant additional monies.
Thank you. Vice President Crate, please.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the insertion of an NJDEP Green Acres grant in the amount of $1 million for the multi-park improvement project that includes the reconstruction of Bernie Cook Park, Birchwood Park, and Bayside Park.
Thank you. Resolution 44, please.
Authorize cancellation of stale dated checks, municipal court.
Councilman Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a cancellation of stale dated checks totaling $179 in the municipal court bail account and $6.01 in the municipal court general account.
Thank you. Resolution 45.
Authorize receipt of proposals, various professional services.
Thank you. Councilman Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for various professional services as needed for 2020.
Resolution 46.
Authorize receipt of bids, purchase and installation of Public Works emergency diesel generator.
Thank you. Councilman Mumolo, please.
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the purchase and installation of an emergency generator for the Department of Public Works. The generator will be funded through a grant from the New Jersey Office of Emergency Management. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 47.
Authorize award of bid Bayside Park improvements.
Thank you. Councilman Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes an award of bid for improvements to Bayside Park to Precise Construction, Freehold, New Jersey, in the amount of $722,022. The project generally consists of the construction of a boardwalk improvements, age-specific playground improvements, shade structures, concrete paver patio areas and walkways, lighting, security camera, infrastructure, and electrical improvements, irrigation system, landscaping, and other site improvements to the existing park area. Bid notices were provided to 57 prospective bidders and 14 requested bid packages. 4 bids were received with prices ranging from the low bid of $722,022, right, to $892,860.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Resolution 48, please.
Authorize award of bid for boardwalk reconstruction Bayside Park.
Thank you. Councilwoman Deal.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the award of bid for the boardwalk reconstruction of Bayside Park to Albert Marine Construction of Waretown in the amount of $84,690. The project generally consists of removal and disposal of existing boardwalk frame and foundation, construction of 1,800 square feet of pile-supported composite boardwalk, and site restoration. Bid notices were provided to 38 prospective bidders and 13 requested bid packages. 6 bids were received, with process ranging from the low bid of $84,690 to $290,000.
Thank you. Resolution 49.
Authorize change order number 1, legal services pool.
Thank you. Mrs. Berger.
This resolution authorizes a change order in the professional legal services pool. In January of this year, the professional legal services contract was awarded at an hourly rate of $165 with an aggregate amount not to exceed $225,000. This resolution authorizes the aggregate amount to be increased not to exceed $250,000.
Thank you. Resolution 410, please.
Authorize change order number 1, engineering services pool.
Mrs. Bergen.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a change order in the professional engineering services pool. In January of this year, the professional engineering services contract was awarded with an aggregate amount not to exceed $1.6 million. This resolution authorizes the aggregate amount to be increased not to exceed $1.75 million.
Thank you. Resolution 411, please.
Authorize change order number 1, municipal prosecutor.
Mrs. Bergen.
Thanks. This resolution authorizes a change order in the municipal alternate and conflict prosecutor professional services contract. In January of this year, the municipal alternate and conflict prosecutor contract was awarded with an aggregate amount not to exceed $75,000. This resolution authorizes the aggregate amount to be increased not to exceed $80,000.
Thank you. Resolution 412.
Authorize change order number 1, professional accountant services.
Mrs. Bergen.
This resolution authorizes a change order in the professional accountant services contract. In January of this year, the professional accountant services contract was awarded with an aggregate amount not to exceed $20,000. This resolution authorizes the aggregate amount to be increased not to exceed $30,000.
Thank you. Resolution 413.
Authorize extension of contract, tree trimming, removal, and disposal services.
Thank you. Councilman Mamalo.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a 60-day extension of a contract with Falkenberg Tree Experts, Brielle, for tree trimming, removal, and disposal service. The current contract expires on December 6th, and with this 60-day extension, it'll give us time to go out to bid and make recommendations of award. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 414.
Authorize extension of contract on-site environmentally safe truck wash services.
Thank you. Council Vice President Crate.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a 60-day extension of a contract with Tri-State Commercial Pressure Washing, Browns Mills, for an on-site environmentally safe truck wash services. The 60-day extension will allow us time to go out to bid and make recommendation of award.
Thank you. Resolution 415.
Authorize Ocean County Recyclable Center use and revenue sharing agreement. Is that in the law?
No. 415 is extension of contract sign materials.
Authorize extension of contract sign materials.
Thank you. Vice President Crate, please.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a 60-day extension of a contract with Brewer International DBA Creative Visual Systems, Somerset, and Garden State Highway Products, Vineland. The 60-day extension will allow us time to go out to bid and make recommendation of award.
Thank you. Resolution 417.
Authorize extension of shared service agreement with County of Ocean Child Restraint Grant Program.
Thank you. Councilwoman Poncherera.
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes the execution of a shared services agreement with Ocean County for the FY20 Child Restraint Program grant that provides for inspecting and installing child restraints in vehicles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 418.
Authorize placement of tax liens for property cleanups.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the placement of a tax lien at 204 Winchester Drive, Block 902.26, Lot 16, in the amount of $788.98. We have their report from Code Enforcement. This property has been vacant for some time. The owner lives out of town, and it has been referred to our Property Maintenance Bureau for further action. Resolution 419, tax collector, Mrs. Bergen.
Thanks. 19A, tax overpayments for, in advance of the year 2020. There was one, Block 88.01, Lot 7, in the amount of $1,606.34.
Thank you. And that ends the consent agenda. May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Pontoriero, second by Councilman Halloran. Open to council for comments or questions.
I have a few questions.
Yes, Councilman Fosman.
On 4-7, Council President. It said there was minor irregularities in some of the bids here on Precise Construction. The attorney was supposed to review it. What were those irregularities?
I'm sorry?
What were the irregularities in that bid from Precise Construction? And also, that construction company, didn't we have a problem with them when they did the first park that they did? Something happened to them? Was that the company?
No.
There was another company then?
Correct.
Okay. They finished the job then? There was a
Precise
company that failed
was
doing the
not
park.
Precise
Okay.
Construction, correct.
Give me a second. I remember reviewing this bid, and I just am trying to remember.
Yeah, it doesn't
Exactly
say
what
what
it
it
was.
is. I don't see it. And the only reason I'm asking is because if the second company in line, Albert Marine, if they are close to the bid, which is about $20,000 difference, if Precise is, the other company could easily say, hey, you gave it to them, why'd you give it to them?
Yeah, no,
Irregularities, it could be
yeah.
a legal battle here.
It's a fair question. No, the question is, I always look at the bid irregularities as to whether or not an irregularity in the bid process affects the competitive nature of the bidding. In other words, does one company get an advantage over the other in the bidding process? The irregularity was they were, I believe, supposed to clip their bid together. There was one of the bonds they were supposed to clip into it, and they submitted it separately. But all the documentation was submitted. It wasn't in perfect conformity with the bid specifications, but it was of such a minor nature that it had no effect on the bid pricing or the competitiveness. So my recommendation was to waive that irregularity and let it go forward. It's not a major defect.
All right, thank you very much. And 4-8, Albert Marine Construction. Wasn't that the company that did the dredging at Traders Cove? Was that the same company? I believe it was. And since they dredged without permits, wouldn't that disqualify them from bidding on this job here?
Their task that was involved in that project was assigned by the engineering department. It did not include securing the permit. So when they gave a price, the price was do X work at the marina at the township's direction. That was our error, not the contractor.
All right. 4-9. Now, it says the amount, it's from $225,000 to $250,000. It says the legal services, who is named in the legal services? What other
Yes, so.
lawyers' names? I don't have that here. The only one that's named, there's only one person named in this resolution. Not this one here, not that, one down further is one person. But these other ones don't have names.
It's because they're part of a pool.
What are the names on the pool?
So the
When-
pool that was appointed at our reorganization meeting for legal included.
Legal services pool, then you got engineering services pool, professional account is the only one named. And municipal prosecutor's not named either.
Okay, but it's a pool that we're increasing the amount. There's a change order for the pool of services, so
We don't know, No one
No, of course we
here
do.
knows the
We
names
named-
of everybody on the pool?
We read every firm that was on each pool at reorganization. Would you like for me to read it again? I have engineering and legal with me. I don't know if I have,
Have any been added since?
no,
then?
No.
absolutely not. And the services under the legal pool include township attorney, labor counsel, tax appeals, and tax foreclosure counsel. So there's 4 different types of services that are covered under the legal pool. It's not just township attorney.
So we have 6 weeks left, and we need $25,000 more
Correct.
for the year? Okay. Is that going for any particular part of that pool, such as township attorney?
So
or-
it's not in any one division, but in each of these, the pool, like I said, counts for attorney, labor counsel, tax appeals, and tax foreclosure. So in December of each year, when the recommendations for the pool are being submitted to purchasing after we have the opening of the submissions, a local finance notice was put out in 2018 and indicated that it had to list a not to exceed amount, which can be very difficult to do when you've got a pool of tax appeal, tax foreclosure, labor counsel, township attorney, because you don't really know what the year is going to bring and how much you're going to need those different, we don't know how many tax appeals we're going to get. We don't know how many tax
How many
foreclosures.
lawsuits we get either? We don't know that.
You can make whatever assumption you're going to make, but I'm explaining to you that there are several different areas in here that are very difficult to pinpoint the dollar amount you're going to spend a year before you spend it. So that change has created the need for this change order.
Okay, because it involves $25,000, and the whole total here of all 4 of them is $190,000, which is, it's a lot of money. The engineering pool services, I see CME gets a big part of that from the pool, and the other engineering firms, else is being done that is using up the extra money on there, because that's quite a bit of money. I don't think we used that much last year.
Well, there were several projects that we took on this year that we were faced with this year that we would not have known about in January when we came up with a not-to-exceed amount for engineering. So some of them that come off the top of my head would be the decision to go forward with a township-wide dredging permit to help some of our communities with lagoons. Of course, Lake Riviera Dam failed. That was another unexpected expense. We did the Herbertsville Road project after learning that New Jersey Natural Gas was not going to proceed with a full road overlay as we had originally projected. So a lot of things did happen.
How about the
forced us-
Greenbrier 1 project there? I didn't believe, are we responsible for that? Because that project was, I know they got, they went to their insurance company, and they had a $50,000 deductible, if I recall. And how come the town is responsible for repairing that pipe when it's on their property, and they're responsible for their waterways?
Well, we took on the responsibility of repairing the project in its totality because what's on top of that pipe and that waterway is a roadway that we are ultimately responsible for. So for us to go in and fix the roadway, it would have only been patchwork, or certainly wouldn't have been effective unless we also fixed the source of the problem, why the roadway was undermined.
Yep.
And
But-
so
but
we,
my understanding, that project is, shoot, 400,000?
it's completed. We did the project and we accepted from Greenbrier what they got from their insurance company. And we've covered this previously when we were doing the project, so that's not new information.
So that's, I think they only received $130,000.
Whatever it was, we agreed we would take that as
I thought
payment.
because we discussed this once before, you said we were paying half, and we paid
No,
over
I
half.
did not. I said we were taking on the project and we would take what Greenbrier got from their insurance company.
Oh, sorry. The last time we had a meeting, you said half. I'm just going by what you said, because I reviewed it. Also, the professional account, that's on, I believe that's number 11. He was 20,000, and now he's up to 30, so that's 1/3 more on his account. What is he doing special that another 10,000 is needed? Because he was getting 20, now he's getting 30.
They have assigned a different representative here to Brick Township. the representative that we had had for many, many, many years moved on to another opportunity, so we have a new person that is here a little bit more often while acclimating to the township and our processes, so.
So how
we're
can
spending a little bit
that's
more
costing
time.
us more money because a company chose to bring somebody else? And
That
we're
person
gonna
is here, spending time here, working with us, so the time is not disputable. The time is spent providing the assistance that we request.
And the municipal prosecutor,
There's more court sessions, no need for additional prosecutor's time.
that's 75 to 80. So altogether, those four equal $190,000. And there's, I don't understand, Bauman and Company, they went up an extra 10. That's 1/3. That's quite a bit of money for what they're doing there. Okay. And also, the engineers went up $150,000. The engineering pool. All right. 30. And I have here the tree trimming. It's on here. It says December 5th the contract ran out. Why'd we get so late? We're extending 60 days because we didn't do it early enough. Is that why we're doing it? Because December 5th it runs out, and so we should have done this actually 2 months ago. Went out to bid. Is someone forgot to do it? I'm just curious.
We didn't forget to do it, it just wasn't, we weren't able to prioritize it with the other things that were going on.
All right, and also with the truck wash too. That's another one. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else from council? Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions or comments on the resolutions. Mr. Sluka.
John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I think I'm going to understand this for sure one of these years. Year end, number 1 and 2. Year end budget appropriate transfers, or if they're a year end, but they're standard and they're every year. And we do this. Why don't we just keep the money in wherever it belongs and then actually save the taxpayers money? And then if we need to transfer it, we actually do. Right now, it sounds like it's so standard that we just do it automatically. We're not going to use it in one place, so put it in another place. Is there a real reason that we do this early, or we don't want to wait to see what really happens?
No, this is the time to do it, because we're approaching year end, and we've been looking at the budget throughout the year, where we might need something in one line item and we see we're underspent, the plan is to transfer it.
Okay, so we know we have this money that's going somewhere else for a reason, not just that, oh, well, that might use it there later.
No, this is to offset actual
Actual stuff. Oh, it is actual stuff. Okay. That's the part I didn't get. I said, it sounded like we're doing it standard because we do it every year standard. We move it from a place
it is standard operating procedure for every municipality.
Right, well, I
So
know that
it's-
too.
It's not an anomaly, it's
I know
not
they all do it.
unusual.
I'm not saying you do it. I'm saying
Right.
everybody does it.
Right.
And it always drives me crazy because it always says, we're moving it to another place because we're not going to spend it. Well, don't spend it and don't spend it in the other place and the taxpayers save money. But if you really need the money in the other place and you already have an idea what it is, that's different. That's what it is? Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Finelli?
Vic Finelli, Meadow Point Drive. A couple of quick ones. Just on item 3, if I understood what you said, the $1 million is going towards upgrading all the parks, certain parks. That's where all the money's going.
Correct.
And is that a matching grant, or is that, do we have to put money into that pot?
We already have put money into that pot. They're all reimbursement grants. So you go forward with your projects and you submit for applications to hopefully offset that.
So this work is all done already?
The 3 parks that are covered under this million, Bayside, Birchwood, and Bernie Cook are all, Bayside is not completed, so 2 of the 3 are completed.
And what
But all 3 are budgeted, fully budgeted, so this will offset.
this covers it fully, or did we have to put our own money?
We had to put our own money in.
What percentage of the money did we put in? You have any idea?
Well, the parks cost us, on average, about $1 million a park.
Oh, it's like a 3-to-1.
Well, and this is our second $1 million Green Acres funding, so 2 of the 3 million so far we've gotten Green Acres funding for.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Who's responsible for getting it for us?
Well, first of all, the township earns that based on our track record of spending this money in compliance, doing everything we're expected to do, having our parks operate the way that they do. They see that we invest, and they're happy to assist us. We have a good track record because of how we implement the funds when we receive them.
Okay. Sounds like a deal. Item 1, one question. I understand the whole process. My first comment would be, it appears like we need to do a little better job when we're doing budgeting, but we'll hold off that. I'd see one item is a big one, $500,000 being moved into medical insurance. Is that correct? The big one, $500,000.
Okay. Yes, so I'll say yes.
What generated that?
Well, we are self-insured, so we go forward each year, and we have a number of covered lives, and you don't really know what's going to happen to the health of those covered lives throughout the year. So it's really based on the actual claims and services provided to the covered lives under our plan.
Are you telling me it went up by $500,000 over what you estimated?
We're transferring money in, yeah, so we need more
Okay.
money to cover the last bills of the year.
When you came out with the contracts for the police and other people, I voiced my displeasure with the fact that you put a 4-year freeze on the employees' share of paying for their medical insurance. Remember that? And I told you that it wasn't fair that they didn't have to pay their increases, but we had to pay our increases when our own went up. And now, even though I know the budget's not changing, the taxpayers are on the hook for an extra $500,000, and the employees are not sharing in that.
So this is slightly different in that the cost to provide health insurance,
Yeah.
the quotes that we were provided for health insurance did not increase. The actual usage and the acuity of the covered lives under our plan was the outlier. The wellness and the needs of the people that were being treated.
I don't understand that. Could you explain it?
So
If you have medical insurance, you pay so much for medical
It didn't
insurance.
cost us more for employee A to have a procedure. It cost us more because more employees needed that procedure.
So,
So the cost of our coverage itself, as a plan, did not increase. It's the usage of the plan that was the outlier this year with the acuity of our...
those things you're talking about are not covered under the plan?
No, they are covered under the plan, so it all comes down to the wellness and the needs of the people that are under your plan. This year, we had a lot of high-end
Okay,
outliers.
then I'll still say the same thing.
Okay.
No matter how you describe it, medical insurance or the actual use of the medical insurance is costing more money than you anticipated. I understand the total budget isn't changed, but you had money hidden away in other accounts to pull it over there. So what the employees are paying for in their medical insurance and their use of the medical insurance, they don't have to kick in any more money. Do you know what the Part B medical insurance went up for Medicare people this year?
I heard.
7%, right? So I'm paying more, 40% of the people in Brick are paying more, but the employees that you covered on the contract for 4 years don't have to pay anymore. And I rest my case that that's not right and it's not fair to all the people in Brick.
Anyone else for questions or comments on the resolutions? Seeing none, close public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Momolo.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Zapsik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 420, bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. computer bill resolution in the amount of $757,125.79.
Thank you. May I have a motion and a second?
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fosman, second by Vice President Crate. Open to council for questions on the bill resolution. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the bill resolutions. Seeing none, close public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Abstain CME, yes to the rest.
Councilman Momolo.
Abstain Meridian Occupational Health, yes to the rest.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Zapsik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 421, bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $1,735,156.92.
Thank you. May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Momolo, second by Councilwoman Pontoriero. Open to council for questions on the manual bill resolution. Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the manual bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Abstain CME, yes to the rest.
Councilman Momolo.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Zapsik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Council President, excuse me. Before we move on, Heather DeYoung keeps voting on CME on our resolutions. That's her boyfriend. She can't be voting for CME. She should correct her vote.
I abstained.
Not on this engineering. Number 410. You didn't vote. You didn't abstain from there. That's one you didn't abstain from. How about the Park Service? CME did that for the parks. You should be abstaining on that also. Am I right, Counselor?
Ms. Young, to my knowledge and observation, she does abstain on any bills that are payable to CME. If she doesn't, I'm sure it's an oversight and the record will be corrected, but I think she does abstain on every single one I've seen.
No, I'm talking about the bill, the resolutions. She didn't abstain from that.
He
talking
said
about the
anything
resolution.
payable to CME, so I abstain on the bills.
That's correct. Anything payable to CME, that would be correct. An abstention would be appropriate.
So increasing the pool, even though they're on there, wouldn't matter.
That is not a direct benefit to any particular engineering firm, so no. On the other hand,
If they get
once-
paid out of it, is that a benefit then?
when bills are on for approval, then there should be an abstention, and to my knowledge, there is.
Item 5, ordinance on second reading.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the dedication of a portion of Block 702, Lots 30 and 31 to the County of Ocean, New Jersey pursuant to NJSA 40A:12A 39A.
Thank you. Mayor.
Thank you. This is a strip of land in front of the jug handle. That's in front of the future Superdome site out there on Route 70. So back, the Ocean County Planning Board had a hearing to hear about the project. The developers went in before their planning board, and it was realized that the strip of land at the jug handle wasn't in the county's name for whatever reason. They have been maintaining it for years, mowing it and cleaning the garbage and whatever else needs to be done out there. So they said as part of their approval process, they need to have the township submit a deed to Ocean County for the property, making sure that it's, in Ocean County's name, so it's all legal. So the property consists of 0.564 acres along the jug handle. And as per the approved jurisdictional map for Route 70 and Brick Boulevard, the county maintains jurisdiction of the jug handle at the intersection. And this legalizes what everybody has assumed for hundreds of years.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Momolo, second by Councilman Halloran. Open to council for questions or comments? Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions or comments? Seeing none, close public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Fosman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Momolo.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Vice President Crate.
Yes.
President Zapsik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. We are now on to public comment. Madam Clerk.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Would like to speak first? Mr. Sluka.
Hi, John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I'll read my letter, which you all got. Dear Mayor Ducey, I think I dated it November 12th. Council President Andrea Zapsik, all the councilmen and councilwomen, all citizens and employees of Brick, and any other officials that got elected and not yet in place. Okay, my letter. With nearly 30% of the council members being union officials somewhere, let me mention that I believe the council should not have any conflicts of interest in voting on any resolution, and those members should not take part in any town negotiations and union-related activities, nor should they vote on the acceptance or rejections of such, whether there be a conflict or not, in order to avoid even the appearance of a conflict of interest. Okay. A safety, noise, and pollution wall of significant height with shrubbery that extends above and beyond that wall is needed in all areas of Garden State Parkway that border areas such as Evergreen Woods, Greenbrier, Briar Mill, Town Hall, Brick High School, Lanes Mill School, Birchwood area Brick, and anything else I might have missed where they border it. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners created a vast health problem in Brick and Ocean County by removing the trees and brush in the center divider and the bordering areas of the Garden State Parkway. The mayor and the council need to protect the town's people and truly represent the citizens of the area. The officials need to instruct the business administrator and her project and departmental managers to monitor all the ill effects of the Garden State Parkway and its collection of vehicles meander through Brick in order to assure the residents that these same residents, including the children and our seniors, are not impacted excessively by the fumes, the toxins, and the noise associated with 300,000 vehicles. That's what they say, the Turnpike Commissioners say, passing closely to the homes in Brick. The mayor and the town councils of the area do receive counseling from lobbyists, political backers, and bureaucrats, and often this is very sound advice. But 30% of the Brick Council is associated with unions, so they must carefully decide whether their full allegiance is with the people of the area. The mayor here in Brick and council members seem to care for the people, but political and lobbying pressures of special interest are unappeasable. Every council member and mayor must ignore the bureaucracy associated with the political swamp and stand up and speak out for the benefit of our citizens. The residents don't need long, drawn-out studies, noise tests, in order to worry about the impact of the illegal actions associated with the Garden State Parkway. COPD, asthma, autism, hearing loss, a variety of heart ailments, and of course premature deaths are the consequence of traffic-related expansion of the Garden State Parkway throughout Ocean County. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissions have hurt us all and continue to harm each and every one of us every day. Our community needs to step up, speak out, take legal action against the bureaucracies like the New Jersey Turnpike Commissioners. A 14-foot noise pollution and safety wall and large, high-dense plant life that was destroyed by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners needs to be restored. Inaction is not a resolution, because many of us will succumb to premature deaths if nothing is done, and it will happen. Time is of the essence. Stand up and be counted. Thank you, John Sluka. I yield back 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Finelli?
We're going to make 8 o'clock. Wow. Oh. Good thing first. Today was the day my leaves are supposed to be picked up. I put out 16 bags of mulched leaves, and at 9 o'clock my garbage got picked up, and at 9:30 the leaves got picked up. And in today's society, it's always nice when people show up when they're supposed to show up. I notice those things, so. Public Works gets an attaboy. Secondly, now that the election's over, I can ask this question, and I really want to ask it for my understanding. I'll cut it short, blah, 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 has kept taxes stable 6 years in a row. What does that mean when you say taxes have been stable for 6 years in a row? Anybody can answer it.
Stable means they haven't jumped up by tremendous amounts. I can get the stats
No,
for
you don't have to.
Okay.
I ask people that, and they say, well, they haven't changed. And I said, well, that's not true. So stable, and when the message you're saying is they haven't gone up in significant amounts. Mayor, you don't have
Correct.
to dig in the garbage. I have all the numbers here.
Oh, okay. You don't want the exact amount. We had one decrease along the way. I said we had one decrease along the way as well.
Yes, I have that. My taxes went up 6 out of 7 years, and over that period of time, it went up 12%, an average of 1.4. I would be happy when they didn't go up at all.
So would I.
I've said that before. Okay. Last thing, aside from Council Vice President Crate, how many of you watched the school board meeting Thursday? Or read the comments on Brick Patch or Shore Beat or anything?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Did you see me at my best or my worst?
I take it that.
Okay. I asked, you can say, why am I bringing this up? Well, if you watched the whole meeting, you heard accolades about this protocol, and this worked out great, and that worked out great, and the police were there quickly, and the school was locked down, and everything else. Everybody patting themselves on the back, and I'm sitting there wanting to throw up. And I'll tell you why, because I asked the question, how did that student get back into the school? And the first answer I got was, we weren't in lockdown yet. I said, I know you weren't in lockdown yet. That's not what I asked. How did that student get back into the school? Well, we weren't in lockdown. Did you say 2 students? Two students. I wasn't sure about that, so I didn't say 2. So the second time I asked, and I got the same answer, we weren't in lockdown yet. So now I start to get frustrated, and I say, I understand you weren't in lockdown. How did the student get back into the school? Well, finally got the admission that another student let him into the school. And when whoever showed up, the student was in the gymnasium, not in the administrative office, not in the nurse's office, not in the security office, in the gymnasium. My understanding is the number one priority of all the safety procedures, all the protocols, all whatever you want, is to keep people out of the schools. Not how fast you can respond, not how fast you can go into the lockdown. Keep them out of the school. Those schools are supposed to be locked all the time. Nobody's supposed to get in. But they don't seem to have a problem with the fact that a student made the determination to let somebody back into the school that was involved in a shooting. Now, when I say involved in a shooting, that's a broad term, right? I don't know all the details. Maybe you do. I know this student was shot at and was wounded. At that time, that's all anybody knew. This kid was involved in a shooting, but he was let back into the school. How do you think all these things happen? They don't seem to have a problem with that. I do, and I hope you do too. And I hope you go back to the school and the school board and the administrators, the chief of police, or whoever it is that does the safety thing and say, that's unacceptable behavior. Students are not allowed to make the determination to open that door and let somebody in when the doors are locked. If you don't feel that way, then you think I'm a jerk. But you should feel that way. At the end of the meeting, they quoted me as saying, I'm glad that I don't have any kids or grandkids in that school. That's not all I said. They didn't put the last comment. I said, you're a disaster waiting to happen. I hope you take my word seriously and go back to the school system and say, this is unacceptable and you got to fix that. The other thing is that if you watch the meeting, they all but said, we're not spending any money on safety things unless we get grants for it. And the only grant they have this year is the one that you got for them. They absolutely had to have $12 million last year to do all these safety things. When it comes to spending their budget, they say, we don't have any money. I say it every time that's said. You have $155 million in your budget, and you decide how you want to spend it. If you want to do parking lots for $1 million for that parking lot, $1 million for that parking lot, you go ahead and do that. But don't say you don't have any money for safety upgrades. That is my speech. Thank you. I done? Yeah, I done.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Mr. Carey?
Jason Carey, 233 Cherry Quay Road. This year I became a pollster to be a part of my community and a part of the voting process. Mr. Foosman inspired me to do this. Congratulations to everybody that won. The only voter discrepancy I saw was one gentleman says that he lives at 19 Bark Road, and he does not, according to his permit application. He lives at 55 Topsail. He recently filled out an application to raise his house, but decided to demo it instead. I believe this is a violation of codes to just tear down a house without a permit. I'm going to bring it into code enforcement tomorrow and see if they're going to look at it, as well as report him for whatever violations he has with voters. It's important to get our addresses right. I got to meet all my neighbors. According to my video, you're one of the most popular policemen in Bricktown. Everybody loves you. I don't have one bad comment. 16 people said that you are one of the best Brick Township officers. Thank you for your service. When I heard there was a shooting, I just happened to be in the courthouse. I was getting a court date. The response from Brick, Toms River, Lakewood was amazing. Right away, I was concerned an officer was hurt. You think sometimes somebody speaks out against officers and they're an anti-police person. My reaction that day was emotional. To think that one of our officers was hurt, I was absolutely distraught. I'm all for policemen. I'm all for good policemen. This gentleman needs to be talked to. He is lying repeatedly, and it's a shame. I think that's all I have to say. I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Seeing none, close public. Oh, I'm sorry. Please come up. No.
Good evening, council members. Okay. My name is Cindy Brennan, 908 Surf Avenue. I'm a member of your Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to discuss school safety. I first want to offer an enormous amount of praise to the Brick Police, your school system, and all involved in last month's incident. I heard all positive feedback, and I appreciate how much planning and effort went into being prepared for such a terrifying incident. I'm New Jersey State Certified EMT. I became an EMT as the result of a workplace shooting, which led to my safety and self-defense business. Like all of us, I am determined to find a solution to school shootings and violence. I received a call from teachers wanting to know if I sold bulletproof vests. It is not okay that this level of fear exists in our schools. Evacuation plans, drills, procedures are in place, however, more is needed. We cannot stop shootings and violence, but I know we can reduce incidents and save lives. What is needed is a way to slow down and stop a shooter if he is in the building. I have created a program to deal with that worst case scenario. And for the sake of time, being this could lead to a lengthy discussion about safety, perhaps you can direct me to whom I may request a meeting so I could present my program for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Now seeing none, close public. We are now at council comments. Mrs. Bergen. Mayor?
Thank you. So a brand new business opened. They had their ribbon cutting on Saturday. It's called Bubble 07. It's at the Brick Plaza. It's next to Eco. For those who are familiar with Eco, it's a pretty cool concept. It's something new. It's great. It's a small business. It's great when you see, just a family open up a new business. They have. So Bubble 07, a lot of people don't know what that is, of course, just by the name itself. But so they have bubble tea, which is green or black tea with either tapioca or boba in it, and it's different fruit flavors. There's mango and passion fruit and all sorts of things. They also have what's called rolled ice cream, which is basically the cream is poured onto a super cold surface, and then they roll it up. They mix in whatever you want with it. There's all toppings you can put it. There's also crepes, all sorts of different crepes. So congratulations. It's awesome to see just a small family open up a business in town, and hopefully they will be very successful. Small businesses are the backbone of our municipality. Want to invite everybody to our Christmas tree lighting. It is Tuesday, November 26th at 5:30 p.m. right outside of Town Hall. Hopefully Santa Claus comes out. There's going to be the Brick and Brick Memorial combined choirs singing Christmas carols. The Girl Scouts will be out there with hot chocolate and cookies. So it's an overall fun night, and it's a Tuesday, November 26th, 5:30 p.m. Reminder that our municipal offices are closed on Thursday, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th for the Thanksgiving holiday. It's also this time of year where we ask for resumes and/or letters of interest by way of email is usually the easiest, but you can mail it in as well. But email is mayor@bricktownship.net. And we have a number of different committees. You can take a look at our website for the different committees, but some of them, just mentioning some of them, are Housing Authority, Sustainable Brick, Board of Adjustment, Ethics, BMAC, Planning Board. So there's a number of different committees out there, so please submit your resumes. We do have some openings. And if anybody is on those committees currently and would like to stay on, please also send in an email of interest to let us know that you want to remain on those various committees. And lastly, just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a safe holiday if you're traveling. There's a lot of traveling that goes on, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Starkey? Madam Clerk?
Nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary?
Nothing, thanks.
Councilman Fosman?
Yes, I'd just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And do we get permits for that Christmas tree, or do we just put it in? Anybody know?
Permit for our Christmas tree?
Yeah, we're supposed to get permits when you remove a tree and put a tree in. Anybody? I was just curious. No? Oh, okay. Thank you.
We went
Everybody
before
have a nice holiday.
We went before the planning board for a capital review, as required, and outlined our plan to remove the tree and replace it with another tree.
Councilwoman Pontorier?
Thank you. Congratulations to the students of the month. Great job. Also, I want to recognize the hard work and effort of our Brick Police and our Chief Riccio. Recently, we had another 9 people arrested for untoward activity right at the Wawa on Brick Boulevard. I think all of us should take a long look. I know Daniel Nee posted the names of the people in Brick Shoreby. Take a long, hard look. These are the people that we want to stay away from, and thank you to the officers for doing a stellar job, because this is the second round of people that were taken down at the Brick Boulevard Wawa, and I personally want to thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone has a wonderful holiday. I have nothing further.
Thank you. Councilwoman Dion?
Yes, thank you. I, too, would like to echo the sentiments of Councilwoman Pontorero. I definitely want to commend our police officers, especially the combined efforts of the Drug Enforcement Unit and the Selective Enforcement Team. They have done an outstanding job of listening to the residents, listening to the complaints, listening to where the complaints are, targeting them, and apprehending those that deserve to be in jail. So thank you so much. I appreciate all the efforts of our officers. And I just want to say happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Councilman Mumolo?
Thank you, Madam President. Congratulations to the students of the month. When I was council president, though, I always gave them like a day off. I would have given them the 28th of November, so they could have that off. Our police do a great job every day. Commend them again on their fine work, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Halloran?
Thank you, Council President. I was unable to make last meeting, and I didn't get a chance to thank our Brick residents for having the confidence to re-elect me. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to serving my term. Thank you. Thank you to the students of the month. Congratulations. And also to the police department. They do a great job. I can't say enough about them. I've watched them in action, and we should be proud of them. We really should be. We're a fortunate community to have such a great police department and that serves us so well. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much turkey, and enjoy your holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Crate.
Just happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate the students of the month, and I would also like to acknowledge the 3 young men who are here who are Boy Scouts, gentlemen. Thank you for attending tonight and for sticking it out to the end of the meeting. If you have any questions for any of us afterwards, please feel free to come up. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. I want to give a big shout out to Gary Fisher at Blaine's Jewelry Box. I had a clumsy and unfortunate accident over the weekend that resulted in my injuring my hand and my ring finger. When I woke up on Saturday morning after the accident, it was so swollen that the circulation was being cut off by my wedding rings, and so in a panic, I went there on Saturday morning and very, very nicely was able to cut through the rings in a way so that they're not destroyed. So as soon as the swelling goes down, I'll be bringing my rings back there to be repaired, but I just wanted to acknowledge it because he was thorough and efficient and very, very helpful. And Blaine's Jewelry Box on Lanes Mill Road, they're also a buy-in brick business, so I'll be looking forward to patronizing them as soon as the swelling goes down in my hand. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Hope you have a great holiday. And our next meeting will be on Tuesday. We're back to our regular Tuesdays, December 3rd at 7 p.m. right here. A motion to adjourn? Second. Aye.